yeah. He might be ranked in Houston.
Oh, my statement was and Texas, but also correct. He might
and Texas, yeah.
Sorry,
yeah. Bomberman is also from Texas. I think ESAM is like 0-6 against Austin. You know, I'm just saying.
I'm not going to say what state is better. I'm just saying I don't think it's.
I'm just saying what state is occupying both slots of winners semifinals here at Ultimate Shockwave.
To the surprise of everybody, it's a Texas versus Texas showdown in winners semifinals.
Goodness, but two different regions in Texas, to be fair. We do have to define those because Texas is massive. Ismon from Houston.
And Lunchables from the DFW area.
We'll see how it goes. Game 1 is on Smashville, which is a fantastic stage for both of these players, but for very different reasons.
Based on who entered tonight, I wouldn't be surprised if Ismon was seeded first or second.
I think Ismon was seeded first, yeah, and then Grayson was seeded second, I believe.
That makes a lot of sense. I agree with that.
Actually,
oh my gosh, look at the combos. Look at that damage. He's drugging.
Combos. And that's the thing, right? Chrom, combo food, this is what Wario does to him. I actually remember commentating at Let's Make Big Moves. I commentated Matty G versus Kameme's Wario. That was surprisingly a slugfest. And I would expect the action to be very similar between these two.
Right. I mean, Chrom has the aerials out of shield to deal with Wario if he ever does dare drift in. And he actually, because he has a disjoint, is able to deal with Wario's aerial drift out pretty well. He's got the movement speed to kind of push him into a corner. The question is, can he catch him when he tries to escape?
The thing about Chrom is that even though he has lots of aerial drift, it's not quick to get there. So you can see that playing defensively with those aerials is what I'm getting to, is that playing defensively with those aerials not as easy to do with Chrom in this matchup as it is for Wario. Oh, here we go, the setup with the up throw. Ismon knows that he's, doesn't have a lot of room to work with when he's got that rage at these early percents, but once he gets to the mid and really start racking up the damage on the Chrom, we might see this right now.
And consistently we've seen Lunchables struggle to set up these falling aerials because of Wario's good anti-airs, like that up tilt. His stature isn't small, but it's just enough that he's able to
that's a half left.
Yeah.
Quite as strong, and Ismon giving himself some applause for that one, going up 3 stocks to 1. He's looking like he is definitely well-versed in this matchup. Knows kind of how to stuff out those approaches, like you're saying.
Where is... We have a Chrom ranked in Texas. Where are they from?
Ranked in Texas? That's Giddy. That is Giddy from San Antonio.
Oh, San Antonio.
Yeah. I believe San Antonio. Actually, I don't know. Okay, yeah, he is. I know Mega Fox is #1 in San Antonio, but boy, if Giddy has not been giving him a run for his money down there. Ooh, Lunchables trying to land with the side beats. He's not playing Roy, though, so he kind of gives it up and looks for Ismon to commit to some movement away out of shield and does find it, but still got a long road ahead of him to get to this.
Oh, that's a panic.
Juicy last stock. Yeah. Ismon, okay, not able to pick up on the air dodge to the ledge and does corner himself as well, but Lunchables, Ismon has definitely found his opportunities to, like you said, kind of duck under these aerials. He sees how these approaches are coming.
Okay. Making a comeback against Wario is so much of an extra task because even if we see Lunchables push to this last stock, we'll likely see a waft come up. It doesn't even need it though. Catches those high jumps.
Yeah.
We might see the Lucina or we might see the Young Link. I feel like Lunchables, first of all, he hates Wario, as most do.
Especially being somebody who's played Smash as long as he has.
Yeah, from a PM background, you really... That character is not not always been the healthiest, right?
Yeah, people don't often... they turn up their nose when they hear Wario.
And some plug their nose, as might be necessary.
Which is very much reasonable.
Yeah. So, we might see the Lucina, I feel like, to have more control over neutral, or we might see the Young Link to just not interact as much, sit back, toss bombs, do boomerangs, get away from him, and not deal with the messy approaches. But he's been like having wavering faith with his Young Link as a character.
Now he's super jesting. He is absolutely pulling our legs.
Yeah.
Now Roy, this is the Lunchables classic, right? It's if the Chrom doesn't work, let's try the Roy usually, unless he has a very specific game plan in mind with the Lucina or the Young Link. But if that's the case, that's who he'll start with, and then he'll go to the tried and true in the Croy. So not surprising to see the Roy game too, honestly, and especially now that he's chosen Town and City, which is a good Wario stage, not to mention.
Great, it's a great Roy stage though.
Fantastic for Roy for certain. Lunchables showing off just exactly why. Very quickly able to get Ismon off stage.
You know how some people will say, and I agree, Mario is the best character in the game on Yoshi's Island? I feel like it's maybe a bit of a stretch, but not far off to say Roy is one of the best characters in the game on Town and City.
When you introduce this stage, for certain. I mean, we've seen Lunchables get some really nice combo extensions. And certainly almost getting those kills, but Ismon playing a heavier character gets it that way. He threw a curveball at him.
Yeah. Curve bike at him.
That was, wow.
Yeah.
That's a new one, man.
Down throw. Wow, doesn't have any combo off of the down throw because of that DI. That's crazy. That rage really messed it up.
You can see that Nair definitely letting Ismon get some cool landings.
I really thought he was going to be dead, but Lunchables went all the way in for it. You saw him lean. He's laughing.
Good DI out by Ismon, setting up tons of damage right now. Definitely got that half waft coming up. I think that might be what Ismon will look for when he's got this stock set up. But
he called it, but just far enough away from that edge of the stage. He's going to live it.
Center stage, no chance, yeah.
Not looking healthy, though. 94?
94%, and you know, that shield, I was about to say, that shield looks low, too. That's why you got shield poke right there, so. Oh, Ismon, I don't think wanted that. I mean, it was a really clean, like, turnaround down tilt. I've never even seen that before, but it did not work out for him.
No, it's a common tech, not only between Wario's, but Roy's as well. You'll see them dash away and set up pivot down tilt. Pretty useful for retreating spacing of your normals.
Lunchables going off the stage hard again. Buffering that roll on to make sure that no funny business happens, but Ismon, what?
Consistent at connecting off of that Nair, which is not always the easiest thing to do.
It's what happens when you go up against the fast faller as Wario, man. You get tons of opportunities at these early percents to rack up tons of damage.
Ooh, down throw doesn't quite
that
set.
was
He jumped into that?
so
No,
objectively the right throw from Ismon right there.
He's been using that down throw multiple times tonight to great avail.
Definitely can, like, you can kind of see the distance that's going to send, because it's usually pretty set, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't have a lot of growth, and definitely realize, like, all right, Lunchables gets right off the stage. It'll be an awkward spot for him as a Roy. Ooh, good tech, but not going to get the second one. Yeah. Good stuff there from Ismon, and definitely showing off the power of the Wario, man. As a strong character.
Strong as you would expect.
And